Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please settle down so that before we start the program, there are some pieces of information that I would like to pass on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to each one of you for our 29th Foundation Day. Music, please turn down the volume. Background music. It's a moment of great privilege for me as I stand before you as we come together to commemorate and celebrate nearly 3 decades of excellence, growth, and unwavering commitment. Before we begin the ceremony, I would like to go over the conduct of the event. You are requested to please activate the silent mode on your mobile phones. Please do not take any pictures or videos. There is a YouTube video. There is also videos will be put on Google Drive, and access will be given to you to download. Because people standing here, they get distracted when you take photographs and stand up. After the lighting of the ceremonial lamp, we will sing the Nyati prayer together with the national anthem. All are requested to rise when the prayer and the national anthem are being sung. After the national anthem is played, the dignitaries will be seated in a lovely video which our marketing team has put together. It showcases all our projects of and everybody in the company. It's a wonderful video that they have made. That video will be played, and I request you that as each project keeps coming up, please applaud. These are your efforts, your collective efforts, and all the people who are in those projects, they deserve that. Thereafter, I shall come back on stage and invite Dr. Nitin Nyati on the stage. One more short inspiring video will be played before he steps onto the stage. Please do accord a hearty welcome to our founder and visionary leader. After the speech by Dr. Nitin Nyati, I shall announce the event closed and request you all to move towards the dining area. Please exit in an orderly fashion, in a dignified manner, and do not crowd the exits. There are 3 exits available here, 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 exits can be used. One additional information, on the 3rd of May at 5 p.m., we will be having the prize distribution for the Nyati Premier League. Now, a lot of hard work has gone into it. Fortunately, the days have fallen such that there are 3 days of holidays together. But out of these holidays, at least the 3rd day, it is my request that maximum participation be there from the morning at the venue, because there are a lot of other activities other than the matches which are to be played. There are games for children, there are things for elders, adults to do, and there is food catered for, snacks and drinks and everything. So I leave it at that. I'll just go and receive sir and bring him back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a moment of great privilege for me as I stand before you as we come together to commemorate and celebrate 3 decades of excellence, growth, and unwavering commitment. Your presence today makes this occasion even more special. To mark an auspicious beginning, we will now proceed with the lighting of the lamp, symbolizing knowledge, positivity, and new beginnings. I request our dignitaries, Dr. Nitin Nyati, Mrs. Sulekha Nyati, Mr. Piyush Nyati, Mr. Pranav Nyati, Mrs. Annavi Nyati, Dr. Jagdish Hote, Mr. Vivek Malpani, Mr. B.K. Hegde, Mr. Srinivas Iyer, Mr. D.S. Verma, Mr. Let us all stand for the prayer, followed by the national anthem.
इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे, हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। दूर अज्ञान के वो अंधेरे, तो हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे। कमजोर होना एक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना
जनगण मन जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai. Thank you, dignitaries. Today, standing before you, sitting in the first rows, are the people who have brought us here. Their vision and leadership, their path-breaking actions have made us into what we are today. I will now take you into a realm of wonder, pride, and deep appreciation of all our collective endeavors.
और हरा होता जाए। इस बरगद का अरमा यही, हर रूह यहाँ पर शीतल हो। बेहतर जीवन, बेहतर दुनिया, कल से ज्यादा बेहतर कल हो। वो जो छोटा सा लड़का था, इस बरगद के पत्तों में है, फूलों में है और फल में भी, लंबी लंबी शाखों में है। बेहतर जीवन, उसका जज्बा बहता रहता है अब हम सब की सांसों में। उसके सपने अब जीते हैं हम सब की भी आंखों में। वो इस बरगद को दुनिया के नक्शे पर लाने को कहता है। वो जो छोटा सा लड़का था, अब हम सब के अंदर बहता है।
On behalf of the entire Nyati family, I now request Dr. Nitin Nyati, Chief Managing Director, to please grace the stage and accept a token of our appreciation and gratitude, and thereafter enlighten us with his words of wisdom and guidance. Dr. Nitin Nyati. A token of our appreciation and gratitude, and thereafter enlighten us with his words of wisdom and guidance. Dr. Nitin Nyati. A token of our appreciation and gratitude, and thereafter enlighten us with his words of wisdom and guidance. Dr. Nitin Nyati. List in case. List in case.
Atmanaman, and very, very happy evening to all members of Nyati family. And welcome to celebrating of our 29th anniversary day. This is a day, actually I just take out at least 1 or 2 days before this, just to, be in that zone of reliving whole journey of a Nyati group, from where we started, where we have reached, even on personal levels, what achievements we have done, what we could have done better, what we are going to do better. And all this nostalgia just takes over in these last 2 days. Even on personal levels, the first feeling that comes out of all this thought process is one of a very, very proud feeling. Because you all have seen the film. Sometimes even I cannot believe that we are doing so much. So many projects, so many places, how things are really working. And 29 years continuously we are growing, and we'll keep growing. Sometimes even I cannot believe it's all because of all of you, and especially all the people sitting in the first 3-4 rows who have really dedicatedly worked for so long to ensure that group is where it is today. So thank you to all of you. And that feeling of a pride is really very, very strong. The second feeling that I get is of gratitude. And gratitude not only for what we have achieved, but gratitude to that energy, that Almighty, who has really blessed us in achieving what we have achieved. But more importantly, I feel we have to be really thankful and grateful for protecting us from what could have gone wrong. One can imagine working across so many states, across so many projects, having so many uncertainties, working with government, working with bureaucracy, so many clients. From what could have gone wrong. One can imagine working across so many states, across so many projects, having so many uncertainties, working with government, working with bureaucracy, so many. I think all this can happen just because there is a blessing. One can imagine working across so many states, across so many projects. And I think these blessings, they do come only when we work on our values and when we have our strong and good intention to create something not only for ourselves but for everybody. I'm sorry, blessings, they do come only when we work on our. But this is just out of a feeling of a gratitude that how blessed. Thank you. How blessed we all should really feel that. I'm sorry. But this is just out of a feeling of a gratitude. How blessed really we all must feel from inside that with the right intention, right values, and ensuring that we are not doing intentionally wrong to anybody, how that spiritual support can come and how it supports you to do really a good work. And I think we all should never forget that. We have seen so many examples of businesses which have rose like anything but they came down just in a short period, just because of the selfish motives, just because the intentions were not absolutely as pure. So we should never forget that, and we must stick to our values, what we are following. We must stick to our commitments. We must stick to principles that we have laid for this growth. And that's responsibility of all of us together. And we will always be grateful, and there will always be a grace and a bliss from the Almighty happening. Third feeling that comes is of responsibility. Today only morning, Hote sent me a couple of pictures and few other people sent me a few pictures that, in 1997, when Nyati Group was started, we were just 13 people, 13. And from there, how steadily from a small office, how we kept growing. And today I am really very, very proud that in real estate and EPC itself, we have got 1,300 people with us. Plus, we have almost 600 in our hospitality, healthcare, wellness division. So effectively about 2,000 people directly on our payroll, and indirectly, but directly we are appointing almost 1,000 people who are working all over. And plus so many others are being supported. Even if we consider those whom we are supporting directly or those directly on our payroll, And indirectly, but directly, even if you consider three are dependent, three people are dependent, we are directly supporting almost 40,000 people live a very respectful life, live a life where they feel that their potential is being actualized. So that really adds a feeling of a responsibility. So many housing we are making. So much is happening in a hospitality. So much is happening in a well-being. So much is happening with a foundation. Their potential is being actualized. And for all this to happen, all these people here who are heading different departments are owning up that responsibility. And then me personally and as a Nyati family, we feel so much responsible to own up their responsibility and further down to everybody else's responsibility. So I think these three feelings of being proud, being grateful, and being responsible are really, really very overwhelming on this day today. Today, we have just completed 29th year and we are entering 30th year. 3 decades of a continuous progress, 3 decades of creating a landmarks, 3 decades of really giving a housing, a celebration place, institutions, so many things are being constructed. I think heart really gets overwhelmed and filled with satisfaction. But it doesn't stop there. I feel being a 30th year, and naturally 3 is our number. My name is Nyati, so 3 comes in the name itself, and otherwise also. And otherwise also that happens to be numerologically our lucky number. So 3rd decade, next 10 years are definitely going to be making a very, very significant difference. It will make a history. And undoubtedly we all will grow exponentially in this, and it will show in the year itself. On this day today, I, like a public limited company, the chairman gives us accountability and the speech to all the shareholders. I feel responsible to tell all of you as to what's happening, because more than a shareholders, family members, to them I am more accountable. So I take it as my responsibility to make you, abreast or aware about what all is happening. So I'll start with real estate. So the year of 25-26, year ending March 26. Actually, previous year and last year, we were at the same level. We were just stagnated. We did not improve or we did not grow more than the previous year, which generally happens. But that's not a worry. Because in this last year, what all has happened has paved a way for so many years in the future to grow. And in such a way that the budget of 26-27 is showing a growth of 100%. Double the what we have done in this year is what we are going to achieve in the real estate. And generally, finance department, their work is to be little critical, little apprehensive about what is being projected. And this year, Hegde has also given me an assurance that yes, it all looks really very much achievable and we will definitely achieve that. So what has happened is, apart from, we were always in a mass housing and in the mid sector, like whether it's our Emerald or so many projects in a Nyati County or all of them. But last full year, we have launched 4 projects which are absolutely a very, very luxury and high-end projects. And in the last full year, we have achieved with the Piyush heading all the designing and sanctioning and all, we have achieved all the permissions, sanctions, loaded TDR, and all the buildings are absolutely ready for a construction, and all of them are launched. The Eleanor, which we launched very recently, where we have very innovatively, Harish's initiative of course in that, and very innovatively we have got a giant temple as well as a Ganesha temple, got really overwhelming response, and on the day of a launch, we had almost 103 bookings in a hand on that day. So, of course, it's about many other projects also, that we have got a very, very prestigious project called Ivanya, which is a mixed use project right in the heart of a city, which is headed by Pranav. And right in the heart, in the Sadashivpet itself, such a large project, city does not have this scale of a project, and we are making that viable. Many thought that whether that land will be cleared or not, but as I said, always with the blessing of that ultimate energy, that project has also started, taken off very well, doing very, very well. We have an emblem which is overlooking a Talzai hill, which is thousands of acres of a hill and an open space. So that kind of a location we have got, project has taken off, going on very, very well. We have got, of course, Evoke, and so many projects are there. Many of them you have seen here. You know, my job is always to be a little critical, though the film was very, very good, very, very impactful. But Varsha, many places, locations were missing. So I don't know whether it's a Ivanya or whether it is this. What does it make sense to us? So never forget that, that because who's watching, he should know, name is immaterial to him. Where these projects are is important. Some places, Dhanuri and all I saw, it was there. But most places it was not. It's okay. but I'll come to that again. So, but very, very impactful. And many other projects. Everywhere things are doing very, very well. So I think real estate is going to rock. Absolutely. Number of unit wise, what is committed by Harish and a whole team is more than a double. I'm not giving you a number, but there are almost 1900 units would be sold, and we would be crossing a 2000 crore turnover in the real estate itself in this current year. So that's doing just fabulous, and grounds are set. And with the Amit being there as a business development, few more plots are already in the pipeline, which very surely we will close. And that pipeline for a number of years looking forward and going ahead would continue. This growth may not be 100%, but a good decent number year on year is what we will definitely achieve for sure. Few more plots are already in the pipeline. Second is EPC, our contracting division. There also, year closing March 26, we have taken a little setback. It was a lesser turnover than the previous year. But again, the same story like a real estate. This was many things were beyond our control. They were dependent on the government for certain clearances, which we thought they will come, they did not come. But most of them are in a place now, with the kind of order book that we have got in a hand, and new projects which are in a pipeline. There also, I'm sure we are going to have a growth of almost 60% over this last year. Deserves a clap. Okay. Headed by Hote and a very able team under him. So that's EPC. But I must tell you, under EPC, doing a work in so many different locations, whether it is a Bihar, whether it is a Chandrapur was shown, Assam is shown, so many places. And to ensure that work is done with that quality and that speed, you can imagine what kind of a management is required for that. And that is all being really very well done by Hote and team. Across different type of work. Now very shortly we will be handing over Udaipur Airport. And as I am told, it was appreciated by the chairman himself that in India when 72 airports are happening, this is the only airport which will be handed over before committed time. Most others are delayed. and that too a completely a very different kind of a job. When you go on a site, on the top floor, on the third floor, it looks like a huge ground because there are JCBs, there are all these big equipments are working on that. It gives a very pride feeling that you know how things are happening. There is a management, but there is something more than that which is also happening. Also, we have done highways, we have done so many factories, hospitals are happening in a Bihar. So many things are happening in the EPC also. And one more thing is that many new skills have been developed. Many new qualifications have been developed in the EPC. And one of that is a MEP qualification. We have from nothing to we have achieved a 200 crore of a qualification, and this year we will achieve a 300 crore of a qualification in the MEP division of this. So practically in the EPC sector now, Liaquat is of course heading EPC very ably. So in EPC, what is most important is how do you get qualified? And now we are equipped and we are qualified to get qualified in many fields. And therefore, lot of fronts will be opening in front of us to grow in that. And that's happening beautifully. So that's about the EPC. Then we have hospitality. Corinthian, which has always been a feather in our cap. It is very well, I would say, stabilized. It is achieving a good turnover. Last year, under leadership of Basha, we had a very good GOP of 44% in the APC. So which can happen only when the top line is growing and the expenses are controlled and still the service is giving a better. But of course we have a new targets there that we have achieved a potential, but now we have to achieve a positioning. We have achieved a better brand of the Corinthian, and I am happy that Annavi as a family member is fully involved in the Corinthians all operations. The Medora, which is our new restaurant, which is a Mediterranean restaurant, it just recently got the award of the best restaurant from the Times group. Also, Corinthian has been awarded as a best destination, best resort. Couple of awards that they have got some at a state level, some at a India level. So it's very good work happening. And the second really acknowledgement is this, that out of 390 hotels in the Pune, this is ranked amongst the top 10 by Make My Trip. So that itself shows that yes, we are there. It is very well stabilized property. The team is well stabilized, but we are never happy being there. We want to now, next target is to achieve a better positioning, better brand, and how do you grow in the revenue with a given situation also. So that's Corinthian. And the newest baby. And when the baby is a young and the new, it becomes a very close to heart and requires a lot of nurturing, takes a lot of time. That is a swastik. So in a swastik, Anushri is very much as a family member, fully in it and involved and heading that. Vivek is there. Vivek Malpani is the CEO of that. I always mention that he is an honorary CEO. Doesn't take anything and fully dedicates for the property. So I really appreciate that his passion for that always. So swastik. You know, you all have seen the film itself. It's an architectural marvel which has been created under a very strong principles of architectural itself. Energy level there are fabulous, which are acknowledged by all those who are experiencing that property. And it's a very purposeful property. The purpose of it is to really give a great health to people, to give a longevity to people. If people can live a longer and healthier, what better can we give to people, right? And also, it's now with that kind of a work, it adds so much of a brand value to overall as a group. So That is, as I said, is a newer baby. So services and all those standards are there, but we need to still stabilize it, still make it a more better, and we need to really aggressively market. Aggressive marketing, I think, is a key word for across, whether it's a real estate, whether it is a EPC, or whether it is a hospitality or a swastik happening. We have to be really very aggressive in a marketing. Because, if you have got something to offer, something good to give to people as such, why wouldn't you be aggressive? By being aggressive, it's not only your purpose being served. The purpose of the people who are going to experience these facilities, receive your services, or having a home, they themselves are also beneficiary, and they are the biggest and the permanent beneficiary. Once we have sold the flat, we have nothing, but they have that forever in the life, right? So therefore, knowing that, we have to be really very aggressive, because we have got a substance, we have got something really great to offer people. Having said this, the thing is that, okay, what next? And all these targets which we have kept of doubling and 60% and 100% everywhere, how are we going to achieve? And what is it that all of us have to play as a role in this? I would say that, in a journey, as I was even contemplating and as I was reflecting on the whole journey, initially it is always a business. And a business means the owners are actually involved in that. Okay, business means actual execution and selling of it. And with a very few people. So it started as a business. It grew as an organization. And organization means it's all about the people. It's all about the systems which are working, which we have achieved. Now we have an N number of, all of you are there to take care, and systems are there, they are working. But now from an organization, we have to become a corporate. And corporate means governance. Corporate means discipline. And once you become a corporate, then only this kind of a turnovers and all can be sustained. If you remain only organization and try to behave or achieve those corporate targets, it's not the formula for a success. So this is what we all have to have it very, very clear in our minds. That what does governance mean? Governance is that, you have spelled out your value system. Okay, what is yes for you? What is no for you? What is it that you are going to do with the intention, with proactively decision? And then are you sticking to it? Are you sticking to your value system? Are you sticking to the decision making process? Or are you just getting carried away with your impulse? If you are getting carried away with your impulse, then you are not a corporate. Any corporate, you will see that they have a patience. They don't jump into anything. If Birlas had to get into, let's say, their jewelry business called, what's it called? Indriya. Okay. They had a working of a jewelry business for 3 years. They appointed everybody who were heading that. They tested it, tried it, and then they jumped into it. So corporate, like that, I can give you n number of examples. You can imagine that so many corporates who have come in the real estate, they have not just jumped into real estate. They have been working on it. They have been observing it for a long. And when they found things are conducive, when they found that yes, the business can fit into their philosophy, business can fit into their value system, then only they jumped in. Like once the RERA came, they knew that now there is some authority, somebody to monitor. So wrong practices cannot happen there. So like this, so there has to be a lot of study. So now from this organizational mindset, we have to move to a corporate mindset. And that mindset, once we have, which we have partly, but this is a transition happening now. And in that transition, you have to, it would happen when transition is happening that there will be a wavering in that. This is mainly for the top management I'm talking about. Okay, there would be some distractions happening during the way, because something attractive comes and you just go in that direction. Something comes which is not fitting into, you would do that. And that's definitely a formula not for a growth, not for a sustained growth, I would say. It could be a very temporary growth. Everything, like, when you are planning, designing, like, Pallavi is heading that division very, very beautifully. Then we have a decision framework. Okay, what is right and what is not right? What should be the ratios and what is it? Now, if you stick to that, is there a possibility of failing? Definitely not. But if you go by a gut feel only, then there is everything possible. Like if there are financial principles that are set out, okay, we cannot go beyond certain loan, we cannot do this, or a red flagging is happening immediately. Okay, then there is no possibility of going wrong. Or anything, just you see that there is a deviation, you will automatically come back on that. Legal, Srinivas is heading so ably legal department. Now, anything happening a slightest, like, just I remember day before yesterday, he came up from where the news goes to him also, I don't know, but that's what says that alertness. That, he was telling me in a swastik, in a plot B, are you planning to construct some, we are definitely planning to construct their Corinthian Lake View, which is let things happen, then we will announce it properly. But that area was exceeding. Though it was not his department yet, but somewhere he saw and he came and red flagged me. Sir, please don't start work unless you have got the EC. Now that is what is very, very important. Otherwise just on a gut feel, if you start and then you are in a trouble, then you will be troubleshooting every time on that. So that should not be happening in that. So governance is a very, very important, and we have to have our everything led. What is a governance? Actually knowing what is the right and doing that what is the right only, and not deviating from that. And that is how we will start becoming a corporate. Along with the governance, what is more other important thing is a discipline. That are we sticking to that governance? And that is where we need somebody on the top who's looking at only all these compliances and governance factor. And which is what this current year we will have to see, that we are strengthening it more and more and keeping it there. When we say governance or a discipline, we have to have other aspects also, like, okay, what kind of innovation are we doing? That is also part of a governance. That in every quarterly board meeting what we have, this is what is going to be now kept in every quarterly board meeting. There is going to be now only numbers and achievement and all, that is at the level of a managerial, or at the most at the VP level, it should be over. It should be a 5 minutes report. Okay, done. Why should board get into the execution of everything? Now board should see, what is the next? What kind of innovation are you doing? What kind of innovation in the methods, in the material, in the processes, or in the positioning, or in the marketing? What are we doing? And we have to look at our own thing very, very critically. That's what is going to be a corporatization. And wherein corporatization means everybody's roles and responsibilities are very, very clearly defined. They are defined today also, but they are not as clear. This is something which is a process which has to go on happening, and keep on fine-tuning it further and further, so that there are no overlapping, there are no confusion, and it is not a human dependent, or this is not a person dependent. If the process is followed and process is led, whoever is sitting there, he will follow that. That is very, very important, is what we have to do, the governance and the discipline factor of it. So as I was saying, from a corporate, then what becomes the next? The next is the brand. From a business to organization to corporate to a brand. Now our journey is the corporate and a brand. Brand doesn't happen only on the top. It starts right from the beginning. What creates a brand? Brand is something when you stick to your promises and you deliver every time. And that is when the trust of a people is developed. Brand is something that what people talk about you while you are not there. What they talk behind your back is what is your brand. And that is what we have to create. And brand can be created only with excellent corporate modules and with the discipline that you are following. Then only you would be able to produce what is committed every time and many times. And that is when the brand will become. The biggest advantage of a brand is, we all have seen, there could be a 2 product And the brand can achieve maybe even 40, 50, 100% more than that. We all know the big brands, but even if we look at the smaller brands also, so brand is something which can create a tremendous value. And that is where our focus has to be. So having achieved all this, what we are doing, now our next two targets have to be absolute corporatization and focused on the brand. For a brand, marketing is very, very important, but it's not only marketing, but at the same time, marketing is very important. Every smallest aspect of that, everything has to be excellent. Everything what we are doing, you have to relook at it. I am very happy today there was a proper camphor put on the wigs there, so immediately we could light, otherwise everybody looks for what is this, all that. So Colonel did it very good. But at the same time, when the top leadership is coming, the music has to be a little peppy. People should feel, it should not be, so things like that, everything that you are seeing, you have to see that how you can improve on that. Right, as I told Varsha also, that why location was not there. Ultimately, you have to see what does buyer need to see. For him, whether it's a Ivan or Eleanor is immaterial. For him, what is the location and who is a developer is most important. If that is missing, then what have you marketed? Then you are being just, that is what is a impulsiveness. That is where the governance comes. That is where the rules are there. Okay, are these three things which are most important, are they there? If that is not ticked, it cannot go further. And if that is not there, the person who's handling that is most responsible. And that is what is the governance. And for that, we all will have to work, at least the top management, and see it is there. I am talking, these are a small thing, but for a construction, for a sales marketing, there are, sorry, there are so many more aspects that we have to really look at. Whether our commitment, every email that we send, is it being followed really? So many things are there, which we will elaborate during our board meetings, and we will set the system and do that. But now, when I'm saying corporate and a brand, is it a company? What is a company actually? Company is made by people. You all are the brand ambassadors. How you behave, what you do, what you talk to people is what is a brand building, right? So therefore, the first focus has to be on the people who are there in the company. So what is it that has to be done? So for all of you, the first most important requirement is how healthy and how energetic you are. If you are healthy, you are energetic, then only you are going to perform. I have spoken about it many times earlier also, but this is a simple thing which is very, very, very first most important thing in a life. Because that is your permanent residence, your body. If you are fit, you would be able to do so much more. And if you are fit, that is the biggest blessing that all your relatives and all people around you are. Because you are fit, you are not a liability on anybody. If you are fit, you can be asset to others. But if you are not, then, and for that, nothing really very big things have to be done. Really do a workout, whatever kind of thing. Look at your food habits, look at your general discipline. It doesn't take too much of a time. And it doesn't happen in a short term. You have to keep doing every day. The way you would like to eat every day, you will have to do it every day. But then you see the impact. So that's the first most important thing that we all have to see, that we all are fit and we all are energetic. How is our mindset? It's just take a nothing, but just simply introspection in the everyday evening or everyday night, morning, before you start your work or you go to bed, just sit for some time, just introspect, just spend time with yourself, what your body is telling you or what your mind is saying. Don't just be in a rush all the time. It doesn't take much time, but it will make a tremendous difference in the quality of your own life. And if that quality is a better, that is what you will give out, what is inside you. Right? So if you are energetic and you are there fit, naturally that same energy will be transferred to everybody else. So that is the first most important thing when we are looking at achieving anything, and which is for you most important. And you have to ask yourself, have I really performed to my best? Can I raise my hand and say, yes, I did my level best? Or are you undermining your own potential? So who's responsible for your growth? Yourself. And it is not a comparison with anybody else. You have to ask yourself, have I done to my level best? Am I sincere to myself for myself, not for anybody else? If you are doing it your best way, naturally, as a company, you will be spotted, you will be observed, and more responsibility you take, more responsibility will be given. And that is what is a growth. And that is what is a fulfillment in a life. End of the day, when you go back home, you should feel, or when everybody around you will start looking at you very differently. That, oh, he is an achiever. He does what he says. He has done his best. It is not at all in a comparison with anybody else. It is your own comparison only. So first of all, achieve your best. Be your best. And automatically that is what you will give in a company. And once you are the best, whether you are here with Nyati Group or you are anywhere else, you will keep rising. So that is the first requirement. Once that happens, we will look at a corporatization still more seriously. It is an ongoing process. It's not going to happen in a year, but it will continue to grow more and more further. And we will achieve all these kind of targets that we have set for ourselves. Every time I come, I speak as the things come extempore without really too much of my preparation. But this time, my wife Sulekha, 3 days back, she told me. So every time what happens is after my speech, when I go back, I think, "Are ye reh gaya, wo reh gaya, I should have done that." But this time she said, "No excuses. Please ensure that you are ready with it." Okay, so I take her words very seriously and respect that. So I did that last 2 days, and I thought, how do I do that? Why I am telling you is I'll come to that. And then there are so beautiful tools. Like this time I used a chat GPT. I gave all my thoughts to her, but I told her create a cue card, which last time Anushree had also told me. Dad, Papa, you have these cue cards and you will not miss any point, right? So this time I have got that, and I am so really happy that how your efficiency can increase just by using the tools. There are so many tools available. That itself is also upgradation that you can do. And then you won't go haywire here and there. Of course, I am not looking at that, but now I am going to look at it because if I have missed anything, let me see. This is a cue card. Simple page. All the spots are given to me on that. So, for a self-growth, one of the drainer of the energy is always a confusion. If you are confused, then naturally your actions slow down. You don't know whether to go this direction, that direction, do this or that. So that confusion should not be there. There has to be a clarity. And for that clarity, and it's a clarity of a mind, right? So for that, the way we have got a value system, let's say for any our action, for a business, if we have a same kind of a value system for how our mind thinks, in the direction what it is doing. So direction of a thinking is something what you, along with, as I'm talking about the health, you should always, that's for the body, physical. But direction of thinking is something very, very important for you. And for that, the simple 5 formula, I have spoken about it earlier, but till the time it becomes your DNA, you should be listening to it again and again. Simple 5 formulas are there. Anything that is there in front of you, first question you have to ask yourself is my mind thinking a solution or is my mind thinking a problem? You yourself will understand that many times you keep dwelling on the problem, and wherever you dwell on, that keeps growing. And then your solution making ability start reducing. But if you know this is a problem, just understand that, leave it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the problem of the total, 5% of the time, and 95% of the time your mind should work only on the solution. I'm not elaborating. We can look at any situation in a life, whether it is a family life or whether it is in a work life or whether it is a perfect. So always ask yourself a question, am I problem oriented or am I solution oriented? Second is that, am I optimistic? Am I looking at the opportunity out of that? Or am I just crying about it? Third is that, am I futuristic? That means, am I talking a past? Because many people have a habit. Most probably you will see those who are unsuccessful or those who have not achieved anything in a life. They will keep coming, nahi, hamare liye to kya ye problem tha, wo tha, uske liye kya wo acha tha. They will always keep giving an excuse why they could not achieve. because they are in the past, they are not in the solution, they are not opportunistic, they are pessimistic about it. But if you see everything as an opportunity, then automatically your mind will get energized and then you will not waver. So these three things are the direction of a mind. Then the fourth thing is that, again, where is your focus? Is it on a circle of influence or a circle of a concern? Circle of concern is something which you cannot do about, anything about, which you cannot control. And circle of influence is something which you can control, which you can do something about, right? So now let's say for a Varsha, circle of concern is that okay, film is gone, but the next time influence is what मैं कैसे इसको बराबर करूंगी. Otherwise she can be in the mode that no sir, मैंने तो उसको बोला था, इसने किया, मैंने ये बोला. That is all stupidity. So next time what is it? So it should not dwell on that. I am just taking this as an example because it was here. It's not about her, but I just want to be talking that, so it can be approach. What is your approach? Are you looking at justifying it again and again, or are you looking at, okay, this is the point, I'll implement it next time. Then what will happen? If you are implementing, then your energy and the focus is on creating it and not the energy is on justifying it. Okay, so you have to just introspect and ask yourself that am I on the what I can do, or am I talking more about what I cannot do anything about? Right? And then the fifth thing comes that there are always certain things have happened because there is a cause. You have to always go to the root cause and address the cause. If you keep addressing what is the result of it and cause is there, it will keep happening every time. I won't too much elaborate because this itself is a big subject in itself, but I just want to tell you that if you have the way you have a value system for various things, if you have a value system for how your mind works, body we know what to do, mind many people don't know what to do. So for a mind also, if you have this as a 5-dimensional thing, and the one more thing is that you should be, whatever you are doing, you should have a complete conviction on that. If you don't have a conviction, what would happen is you want to achieve something, your mind will always keep thinking, अरे ये होगा या नहीं होगा, मैं ये करूँ या नहीं करूँ, right? And that is what is called as a mixed association. If mixed association is there, you would never be able to manifest. Manifestation is something such that if you understand the art of manifesting and the science of manifesting, I hope you all understand the manifestation. Manifestation is something that you think about it, something so strongly, that is your desire, and you will ensure that everything in the universe falls in a line and that desire is completed. That is what is called as a manifestation. Okay? And that manifestation can happen only when your own magnet, that is your own energy, is really very well aligned. And that alignment will come only when your mind is not wavering. As you know, many things are all taught by Mahatria, my guru, and that's what I am transferring it here. So, if you don't have a mixed association, which means, ye hoga ya nahi hoga, ye hoga. Now what is it I can do? Focus should not be on that. Whether this will be leased or not. If Shraddha keeps thinking about that, I am happy that, Shraddha has also joined us, and now leasing part, which is very, very important in this, she will definitely create a value and a velocity in that. Like that, there are many others, like I am sure, where is the Pawan sitting? Pawan has also, Pawan is also joined as a CFO, and he is also bringing in a lot of financial discipline here. And there are few other positions which have come in. And I am so happy that, with this, I forgot to tell you one more thing is this, that Arun Arora, who has been with us for a couple of years now he is been given a position of a CEO of a hospitality itself. So now we will have a person who will drive this vertical itself. With her, of course, both my daughters are there and the whole other team is there. But his agenda and responsibility is that how do we grow in that now? How do we ensure that, of course, operations are set right, but with that, how do we grow? So in a hospitality also, we are doing well, but we have not grown very exponentially. If you all remember that in a 25th our anniversary, I had given a certain targets that, okay, we will have at least 5 hospitality projects. When we have consider Corinthian as a club and a resort, there are 2, just a shortcut that I'm taking, but that plus we have a swastik plus one more is coming. We are short of a 1, but that would also happen, and we have a 1 more year to go. And now, so once there is a head there, then it becomes his responsibility to ensure that his team is aligned, all the thought process are aligned, and there is a focus on that, and which is what we have given. Arun is traveling, so he is not here today. So like that, there are many heads who have come in different positions which were little vacant, and then the focus of people who are heading right now will get still more, I would say, concentrated on what work they can do. Like Shraddha is supposed to relieve Harish for many of the leasing things, so he would be able to, he has promised that, he'll create a better brand and bring in a much more percentage of a revenue out of the same product. Out of the same product is important. So like that, things would keep happening. So we are also growing as a group as such. So coming back to the point again, that physical fitness, mental fitness, I told you, no mixed association. What you want to achieve, once that target is clear, you have to only think how I can reach there. And not whether I will reach or I will not reach, is it possible, don't think that. Otherwise your mind energy is getting drained. If you just follow these basic principles for your own self, I am telling you, everybody will bless you in your family also. That you have that kind of clarity, you will be asset to everybody and you will not be a liability. And that asset is an asset for anybody and everybody, whether it is in a company or whether it is for your friend circle or anywhere. So just ensure that that is happening, and we will all achieve this. Okay, I would like to just have the affirmation. See, there is a tremendous strength when, as a many those who follow spirituality can understand that, as a group, when we pray, and as you pray as an individual, the impact of that is a multifold as a group. So what I would like to do today, before I close my speech, is that I'll give you some instruction and then you can do that. I would like all of you to stand up. And maybe, okay, you can stand up since you all have started. Create a little space for yourself. Just don't stick to everybody, because I would like all of you to be ready with your main working hand, whether you are a right-handed or a left-handed. I would like you to have that in a hand. And now we are going to do a affirmation. Okay? So I will say something. You can repeat that for yourself. And when I say that, and you fist up, okay, when I say that, with all your energy to what extent that there should be it should all vibrate, and you should feel a vibration within your body. Close your eyes and do that. Of course, when I'm saying, I'm just giving you right now the instruction. Close your eyes and do it. Don't bother about who's saying what. But when you say that something, all we have to do is, I will do it, or I will. Okay? So you have to just say it like, I will. You understand? And when you say that, it will all vibrate within you, and your subconscious mind will also get that message that this is what is my agenda and this is what I have to do. Is it clear to all of you? Keep enough space from your hand, otherwise you will hit the next person and instead of I will, he'll say, that should not happen. So just have that. When I say, and I fist up, at that time you have to do fist up and say, I will. Okay? Till that time, you can close your eyes, visualize whatever is being said. Okay? Just really feel that it is happening with you. Okay? And with that intensity, as I said, no mixed association. Don't think yes or no. It is yes, and I will create it. So we will do it with that. As I already said, that we are talking about your own health. We are talking about your own potential. We are talking about your own mindset. You are talking about your own focus. And then we are talking about the company, which is a governance, which is a discipline, and how and what we are going to achieve. So this is a subject that we are going to talk about. Okay, it's not too many. It will be just maybe 4 or 5 as a 4 or 5 what? Huh? Affirmation, sorry. Okay, so that is what we will be doing. So just close your eyes. And you all have to really, really believe in what you are going to say. And it is only for your own good. If your good is happening, that good will happen to anybody and everybody who is in your surrounding. So therefore, it's only for you, and it's only to actualize and maximize your own potential. So just think like that I'm going to do my best. And in doing my best itself, I will keep growing more and more, more and more. There is no limit to this kind of a growth. If Abdul Kalam, who was just a fisherman's son selling a newspaper, could become a missile person of the India and could become a president of India and so much respected, why can't even I climb a few more steps? Or like this, there are so many examples. Even if we look at our own Narendra Modi ji, starting from just a chaiwala, as they call it, how he rose his levels and how he has reached the top. If they can also reach like this, there is no limitation for anybody. All I need to do is that I should have a conviction that I can do it. And I can do it by giving my best. I can do it by being completely focused on what I want to do. I can do it by having no mixed association. I can do it if my energy is conserved and it is just focused on the thing that I want to achieve in a life. I will not have any mixed association. And with that, please have the affirmations. As I'm saying, you can say that. And when I say fist up, at that time, you can just fist your hand up and say, yes, I will, which I will guide you at that time. But with this kind of a feeling, I understand, you can say it. And say it with a really force. Say it from a deep of your heart. I understand that my own progress and growth is absolutely in my hand. Knowing so many people who have grown from nothing to becoming such a great people. If I focus on my growth without any mixed association, I will also reach far, far, far higher achievements. And now you fist up, I will! Once I have achieved this, which is my own growth, wherever I go, I will contribute in a growth of that place, and which I will definitely achieve. And you fist up, I will! I understand. As a Nyati group, if we have to go much higher, governance is very important. And I will definitely follow that. And I will! With this commitment, and dedication, Nyati Group will definitely achieve all the targets that we all have committed to achieve. And we will! The fist up! Just with your closed eyes only, just visualize all this happening. We are really becoming a big brand, wherein generally when it is a brand doesn't have to go and sell anything. People come to buy a brand. And that is where we will reach with all of you being a member of a Nyati Group. And me as a chairman can definitely promise that each and everybody will grow in the same proportion as the growth of a Nyati Group. Thank you so much. Please open your eyes and sit. Friends, with this affirmation, and please sit down, please sit down. This was just a small affirmation exercise, but if you do it for yourself every now and then, if you keep reminding yourself every now and then, there is nothing can stop you from reaching where you all intend to reach, definitely. And with this confidence and assurance, I just wish all of you a great accomplishment, great achievements in the coming year, which is the 30th year, and which will continue for a next, at least for a full decade. And you will see, as a Nyati Group, we will be at such a certain height that we all will be proud of. And as a group, as a chairman, I'm really proud of all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for always leading us with vision and purpose. What we have experienced today, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we are going back with renewed energy in this new year that we are starting. And this 30th year of our existence, this year, I can tell you, is going to be awesome and amazing. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to enjoy a beautiful dinner. Please proceed towards the dining area where we can continue with the celebrations. Thank you.